Hey everyone, I'm Sumi. Welcome to my channel, The Tadka Project, where I share with you how to make delicious vegan Indian food. Today I'm going to show you how to make classic Indian appetizers, bhajis and pakoras. You can find these in an appetizer sampler at about any Indian restaurant, and I want to show you how easy it is to make it at home. So let's get cooking. So as you can see, I've thinly sliced my potatoes. You want to make sure they're really thin so that when they fry, they get cooked completely. And I've also soaked them in some cold water so they don't brown. I'm going to start by adding around a tablespoon of hot oil, to which I'm going to add around half a teaspoon of baking soda and give this a really good mix. This is something that my grandma did all the time, and it makes the bhajis come out so crispy. So once this is done, you can just set aside your tiny bowl. Now for the batter. In a large mixing bowl, I'm gonna add around a cup of gram flour or besan. To this, I'm going to add a tablespoon of rice flour. You can also use all-purpose flour if you don't have a gluten sensitivity. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, To this, I'm going to add enough water to bring it to a pancake-like consistency. And I'm going to give all of this a really nice mix. Now to this, I'm going to add the hot oil and baking soda mixture that we made initially. Give all of this a really nice mix, and I'm going to let it sit for around 10 to 15 minutes so it comes to a nice dippable consistency. If you feel like your batter is too thin and runny, just feel free to add more gram flour or besan. So I've let my batter sit for around 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's come to a nice pancake-like consistency. So I have my tiny pakora frying saucepan here, to which I've added some sunflower oil to deep fry my bhajis and pakora. Now that my oil is really hot, you can test this by adding a little bit of the batter or a piece of potato to see if it bubbles and floats to the top. So I'm going to dab my potato slice with a paper towel to get rid of any excess moisture. I'm going to add my potato slice directly to my batter, and I'm going to use a spoon to evenly coat my potato with the mixture. Now it's time to fry our bhajis. So I'm going to add my potato slice to my oil. As you can see, it's super hot, it's bubbling like crazy, and that's what you want to see. I'm going to cook the bhaji for 2 to 3 minutes on each side till it's completely golden brown and crisp. It's best to use a slotted spoon for making this so that once you pick it up from the oil, all the excess oil just drips right away. And I'm going to follow the exact same steps for my thinly sliced eggplant here. Just like the potatoes, I'm also going to cook this for around 2 to 3 minutes on each side till it's golden and crisp. So to make sure that my bhajis are not completely greasy, I have lined my plate here with some paper towels, so when I place my cooked bhajis onto them, they'll soak up all the excess grease. And you've made some bhajis! To start making my onion pakoras, I'm adding around a tablespoon of hot oil and half a teaspoon of baking soda, and mix this really well till there are no lumps. I'm going to add this mixture to my large mixing bowl, to which I'm going to add some thinly sliced onions, red chili powder, and salt. And I'm going to mix this really well but gently with my hands, so as to make sure the onions don't let out too much moisture. Now I'm going to sprinkle some rice flour on my onion mixture, and I'm also going to add some gram flour or besan. Once again, I'm going to mix this with really light hands. You don't want to add too much pressure, because if you do, it's going to get really soggy and sticky. Now sometimes just by doing this, you can come to a nice firm consistency, but if that doesn't happen and if your onions are too loose, you can add around a tablespoon of water like I'm doing here. I'm going to give this a nice mix to make sure my onions are well coated in the flour and seasoning. And this is the kind of consistency we're looking for, where the onions stick to each other. We're not looking for any particular pretty shapes here. They can look however they want. There's no judgment here. To fry my pakoras, I'm going to take some of my onion mixture onto the spoon and lower it into the hot oil. We want to cook our pakoras for around 2 to 3 minutes on each side till they are dark brown and crispy in color. I'm going to strain my pakoras with a slotted spoon and place it onto a plate lined with paper towels to absorb the excess grease. And that's it. There's your restaurant quality pakoras. You're welcome. The bhaji recipe is super versatile. You don't have to use only potatoes or eggplant. You can switch it out for steamed cauliflower, spinach. The world is your oyster. So as you can see, it's super easy to make bhajis and pakoras at home. It's a great recipe for the takeout addict. It also works amazing for entertaining. It's a super impressive dish that you can make for your friends and family. I like to serve mine up with some freshly cut vegetables and some delicious chutneys on the side. For my chutney video, please click right here. If you enjoyed this dish and you want to see more vegan takeout recipes, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And I'll see you another time with another recipe. Bye.